Hello everyone, it's Carla. I'm here again creating with my salt dough, and I want to make faux gingerbread Christmas decorations. And so today I have pieces of gingerbread houses. Like I said, faux gingerbread. I do like to make real cutout cookies in gingerbread houses, but I wanted to do something that's not quite, well, it's not edible just because nobody really eats gingerbread in our house, and so I don't want to waste the ingredients. So I thought it'd be fun to just make them look like gingerbread and use them as decoration. And so in my last video I had cut out a bunch of the gingerbread shapes. I played around with different paints and things that could be used for piping. I wanted it to have a little bit of a raised surface, and I did follow a tutorial where somebody used this caulk that you can literally just get for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. So I thinned mine down a little bit so that I could put it in this precision tip bottle. I use these a lot with my pottery for slip trailing and things like that. So I just used one of my bottles and tips for the caulk, and I thinned it a little too much, I think, because it's lost its raised quality, but I guess that's okay. So these ended up being a lot of fun, just playing with different patterns and designs. And then I don't know if I showed you, but I colored the dough with brown gel food coloring and cinnamon, and they dried with this real chalky look. But then some of them I went ahead and sprayed with Rust-Oleum satin clear lacquer, and it brought the color back. And I also brushed on some of the matte Mod Podge. That helped bring the color back too. So if you don't like that chalky color that you'll get, and to be honest, that chalky color still kind of looks nice. This is the one that I didn't spray any on. It's always darker on the back and then lighter on the front. And I don't mind either color. But for my little gingerbread houses, I just cut rectangles, and then the ones that are lighter, I'll just turn those on the inside. And to put the houses together, I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm just going to use my hot glue gun, and excuse my ratty tatty hot glue gun. I actually have a nicer one, but of course I'm not exactly sure where I packed it. I put a bunch of my crafting supplies away because I just want to have out what I want to craft for my Christmas decorations. So I'm just hot gluing the walls of my gingerbread house together. This is going to be the front. I'm going to turn it. Oh, yeah, so this one's still got some of that chalkiness on it, and that's going to be okay in the end because I'm going to decorate them with the trim and then spray them one last time just to seal them, and that'll make the color come back as well. I'm just going to glue these together. This is the other side wall. And they're a little wonky. They're not like perfectly straight. I think that'd probably be annoying for somebody who likes everything to be perfect, but if you've watched me long enough, I sort of have a motto: perfect is boring. Unless you're building your actual house, you do want it to be as exact as possible. But this is art in many ways, so I'm not going to get too crazy about making it perfect. I just got a bunch of glue on my thumb, so 1 second. Okay, so it is not perfectly square or rectangle, but once you add the decoration, you can cover up a lot of the imperfections. So this is going to be the roof. So let's see here. I don't like the angle of my camera because it's not letting me really see. So I apologize for that. I really just come on here not because I want to teach you, but because I feel like I'm crafting with my crafting community and visiting with you. So if you can bear with my imperfections and visit with me, I think it's a lot of fun. At least I hope so. I'm going to try to glue him down. Let me see. I want to get this one. Turn it this way. That way. Yeah, that'll work. Needs a little more glue here. Whoops, where it's touching. There we go. And I need another glue stick. And I can always clean up these glue strings in a minute. The other side of the roof. I'm glad it has a bit of an awning. It's more, you can make like drips of icing to make it look like icicles. Need some right here. And the other good thing about using the caulk for trim is it will still cover the glue. The hot glue is real plasticky. And even though I think paint will cover it, I know for sure the caulking will cover it. So I have a couple tiny ones here. And the roof didn't come together very well, so I just filled it in with a little bit of the glue, and then I'll go over it with the caulking. So I'll give these a minute to firm up some, and I just think these are going to be really cute, tucked in little small areas in the house. Like I have a little shelf in the bathroom. I think it'd be fun to put a couple little gingerbread houses there. And then the gingerbread men, I'm going to put on a cookie plate with a little glass dome over them, and then just display them as a little decorative area on the kitchen counter. So this is the houses put together. Let's do one more. I have the pieces here. This one, you can actually buy this little cookie cutter set that makes these teeny little gingerbread houses, and they're cut so that you put this shape on the front and the back, and then once you have them on, here I'll show you with my cup of coffee, you can actually put the house on the edge of your cup like a little dunking cookie. Only, like I said, these aren't edible. And I do have my cup of cinnamon coffee in a cherry red cup, just to make it feel more festive. So let's try to put this one together. Again, I'm gonna turn the edge that's kind of light brown towards the inside. And this one will be real basic, and then I can just draw the windows on it since it's so small. And this is just a pretty little decorative box lid. They sell really pretty decorative boxes at Dollar Tree. I used them last year to package up my cookies in. I'll show you this one. See, it just says Merry Christmas. It's the perfect size to fit a couple dozen of small little cookies. You can wrap them and give them as a gift. I like sharing cookies as a Christmas gift with the neighbors, and we have these neighbors. We live in a community where there's quite a few older people. I say that and I feel like I'm actually getting to their ages. But anyway, each year since we've been here, the sweet lady next door sends over, I may have told you this, but a huge tray of festive Italian cookies, and they are so good, and it's so exciting to see her coming across the street or to hear the doorbell ring and hear my husband say, "Oh, thank you so much." It's like, "Oh, we got some again this year." It's just such a treat. We never really had neighbors like that, but those are the kind of things I like to do, so it's just nice to have a neighbor that thinks of us. And the cookies are always enjoyed. The only problem is my younger son doesn't get to enjoy them because the tray is covered with all varieties of cookies and he's allergic to nuts, and she does a lot of nuts with her cookies. But he's used to it now. He's used to me having to make up for it, making him special treats because something has nuts that he can't have. And I like nuts in everything. Okay, so there's a cute little one. And like I said, they don't look really cute yet because I'm just working on gluing them together. But my hope is that when I put all the white decorative, faux decorative icing, I can cover up a lot of the glue and unevenness of the pieces. So there's another one. Almost looks like a little doghouse, which would be cute too. Have one that represents the dog's house. Okay, there's that one. Anyway, I'm going to start putting a little bit of my faux icing on these. And what I have here is the little precision tip bottle. I recommend just kind of finding an area where you can practice a little bit first. Kind of decide how you want to put your decorative elements on. I also have this. It's 3D fabric paint. I don't know. This has a slightly wider tip, and it might have a little more body. So let's just see what we get with this. I love scallops, the shape of scallops, and I'm no cake decorator, so I don't have the skills of decorating with decorative tips, but maybe it's good. I can kind of be the example of how you don't have to have cake decorating skills. Actually have taken some cake decorating classes though, when Michael's offered them years ago. We had just moved to a new city. I didn't know anyone, and I really wanted something to do other than be in the house doing all of the typical mom stuff. My children were really young, and though that was one of my favorite jobs, I needed a little outlet. So I took some cake decorating classes, and it was fun. The teacher seemed to think I did fairly well. But again, it really had a lot of gadgets and things that I don't keep up with well. even in my own pottery work, I find processes that work really well for my work and that don't require a whole lot of gadgets and things to keep up with, and it makes life much easier. Like even with these little houses, you could use all kinds of colors and make them look like candy, covered houses. But I just want to work with them like with the white icing. Let's make a faux window here. I think this is already running out. It's like hard to get it to come down to the tip. There's my little window. I'll do a little edging around the door. I've been looking at these on Pinterest, and some people have such a beautiful skill with decorating them. I'm going to let this one rest because, yeah, I'm not happy with what direction that's going. Anyway, let's do a gingerbread man. I'll use the precision tip one, and let's just give him that little squiggly line. These are just sort of traditional designs that I've seen on them that we kind of grew up doing on the surface of our real gingerbread cookies. And if your mother ever read the Gingerbread Boy story, or if you've read it to children, the guy in the book, the gingerbread man who runs away, he kind of reminds me of this decoration, or this design. Anyway, there's one. Oops. These are really fun to decorate because they go quickly. This one I used the imprint from the actual cookie cutter, and the actual cookie cutter already has the bow. So these are helpful if you just want to quickly get the gingerbread design on there. You can just follow the line of the imprint that's left and see how quick that was. He's all done. So put him aside. Let's try, I'm going to put just a line on the roof here, and then I'm going to try and make scalloped shingles. On the roof. I can't finish one until some of the spots on the roof dry, otherwise I'll get my fingers all in it. But let's do the other side of the roof. And again, this is just that caulking that I added a little bit of water to make it flow a little better out of the tip. So there's the roof on there, and then I'll just outline the edges of the roof, and maybe they'll drip a little. That would be okay. I don't know, this is fun. It's kind of relaxing too, especially if you're not too meticulous about keeping everything perfect. You see how it kind of dripped there? Well, it didn't drip as nicely as I would like, so I'm just going to wipe that off. I have a damp paper towel here. I just wipe that off. Yeah, it came off pretty well. So I'll let some of that dry and then go back and, can you see it? Look at that drip. kind of cool. Let's do some here and see if it drips. I bet that's gonna drip like snow or icicles. Are any of you working on any Christmas themed decorations this year? I know on a lot of videos people started doing decorations well before Thanksgiving. And I think it's for channels where they have a big following and people come to their channels for ideas, so they get their videos up early so that people can see them. But I always like to try to stay within a couple weeks of Christmas so that you don't feel like you've missed the boat just because you didn't start your decorations a month ahead of time. I mean, I feel like that's what makes the season so much fun, is you can use decorating as part of enjoying the holiday on into December. So don't let any pressure make you feel like you missed the boat and it's too late. I don't think it's too late. I think we're right on time. Even if it's Christmas Eve, you know, that could be a fun family activity or just a pastime activity for yourself, is to make some Christmas decorative cookies or ornaments. So this is my larger one, and I think I'm going to work on this one off camera just so I can be a little more patient. There's a big glob of glue there. I've also seen people take white glue sticks, hot glue sticks. Let me see if I can snip that out. If not, I could cover it up later. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get that out. I can use a mat knife. Oops. I'll get it out. But for now, yeah, they've taken just the hot glue gun and put a solid white glue stick to use as their icing, to look like icing. That's probably a good idea too. I just don't have any. But anyway, I'll come back and show you what this one looks like once I finish getting it decorated. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, I went ahead and finished the piping on my larger gingerbread house. It's certainly not the beautiful examples that you will see on Pinterest, but I did have fun adding the faux icing to the faux gingerbread house, and I think it'll still make a pretty little display. And because it's open on the bottom, I can set it over a little battery operated tea light and it'll hopefully glisten. And some of them I went ahead and put a little bit of glitter. I actually think I'm gonna put a little glitter on this one, just maybe on the edges so that it looks like the icicles are shimmering. This is just some beacon glue, very similar to Fabri-Tac, only it was from the Dollar Tree. I think it would be better if I used like a white Elmer's glue, only because this glue kind of strings a little bit. But I'm going to just put it on here because it's clear, and then put a little bit of glitter. I have some on this sheet of paper that I've already been glittering, but I'm going to use a larger grain glitter. I always do this every year. I think I don't have the clear white glitter and I buy more. And of course I find it. But let's just sprinkle this. You know what? Let's dab it in. I think it'll stick better. Oh, I like it already. It's going to be pretty. Oops. I think the roof is a little loose on here. I'll have to fix that. A little more glue. I think it'll be just the right amount of sparkle. where I grew up, we had the huge icicles on the edges of these big old 100-year-old homes, and sometimes, because they were historic homes, sometimes the weight of the icicles would literally pull the siding off of the house. And just like a tree can be a widowmaker where the branches can fall and hit you when you're walking in the woods, you had to be careful about the icicles falling off the edges of big buildings, because man, they were like daggers. I remember being fascinated by them. Also living on Lake Michigan, the waves would freeze and they'd literally look like monsters coming up out of the water, and they were just big ice formations. But they also sparkled in the sun. If the sun came out in the winter, which in Wisconsin it was always gray, but some days we'd get bright sparkly skies and the ice would just glisten like diamonds. That was kind of fun. And look, it's got a nice shimmer now. You may not be able to see it in the sliding, but I'll put this back right away because glitter can end up everywhere. It's funny because I'll be out and about and someone will say, "You're sparkling," simply because I've got glitter on me. Okay, that's good enough for now. I won't keep you any longer, but I do want to say thank you for visiting with me. I really enjoyed my little holiday crafting and chatting with you. And I've got my finished gingerbread men, women, boys, and girls. I'm going to just display them on a little tray like this, and I've got a glass dome that I can put over them. I'll probably even put a doily underneath. And then I've got a jar where I can stash some too. But anyway, I hope you're enjoying the holiday season and finding something that you can do to feel festive and don't feel like it's too late to do a holiday craft. Some people do it so early that by the time it's 2 weeks before Christmas, everyone feels like it's late, but it's not. So do something that you enjoy, and I'll be back again soon to craft and chat with you. Take care.